So last time I think Mahaprabhu Chaitanya took the session. Last week. So I could not take last week. We were in Tirupati Yatra. Last week somehow I was not feeling well, so I couldn't take the session. So he covered which two verses. 1.33 and 34. 34 is also over. 35 he put in message 34. 35 Prabhuji had covered. 34 covered already. Okay, we'll start from 35.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, your voice is very low for you.
How is it? For others also it is low?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's very low.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Still they are saying Prabhu.
Yeah, it's clear, but it's low.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Same only, it is still. Hare Krishna. Is it clear now? Haribol? Some setting might have changed. Is it clear now? Or still low? Are you able
Voice is clear, but still very low.
Okay, you can join with. Why it is low, I don't know. I think for this harmonium practice, there was some changes were done. I don't know whether that is affecting.
Recording in progress.
Hare Krishna. Is it clear now?
Yes, it's perfect now.
Oh. So I'll speak through this thought. Why? Otherwise, okay, both will. Okay. Let us recite text 35. Sapari sakhi vacho nishamya madhe. Sapari sakhi vacho nishamya madhe. निज परयोर बलयोरथम निवेश्य स्थितवती परश सैनिकायो रक्षण ऋतवती पार्थ सखे रति नमस्तु ममास्तु Okay, read the translation.
In obedience to the command of his friend, Lord Sri Krishna entered the arena of the battlefield of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana. And while there, he shortened the lifespan of the opposite party by his merciful glance. This was done simply by looking at the enemy. Let my mind be fixed upon that Krishna.
Yeah, in the obedience to the command of his friend. Who is that friend? Arjuna. So Arjuna was giving commands and Krishna was fulfilling the orders. So generally opposite should be done. Yeah, the Lord should give commands and the servant should fulfill. But Krishna is such a merciful Lord that he is doing the opposite. Arjuna is giving command, and because Arjuna is who? Commander in chief. So Krishna is following. So that is how Krishna is so simple. Lord Shri Krishna entered the arena of battlefield of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhan. And while there, he shortened the lifespans of the opposite party by his merciful glance. So just by glance, he shortened their lifespan. Yeah, one may be supposed to live for 100 years, he died immediately. So that is how the glance, merciful glance. So now one may say, if he has shortened the lifespan, then how can you call it merciful glance? Maybe something is wrong in this verse. What is wrong? Yeah.
Maybe the people who died in that lake will get
They'll get
higher planets.
exactly. So even by shortening the lifespan, Krishna is giving them mercy. That's why it is said he shortened their lifespan by his merciful glance. Because even just by glancing or killing the people in the battlefield, he was very merciful to them. Because otherwise they would have following adharma, they will go to the hell by following adharma path and like that. But here by giving them mercy, by killing them, Krishna is actually favoring them. So that is how Krishna is so merciful. This was done simply by looking at his enemy. Let my mind be fixed upon that Krishna who is doing all these things. Yeah. So that is how the love of a devotee and Krishna and his devotees. So it is so very nice. Yeah. So also it is actually Bhīṣmadeva. Yeah. Can you tell some examples where? So in this, any examples where Lord comes when the devotee is about to die? So now this is the remembrance. Krishna, Bhīṣmadeva is remembering Krishna's different forms. Now the battle is already over. Everybody is already killed. That's why he's telling the span reduced, shortened, everyone's shortened lifespan. So that form of Krishna I want to meditate upon, fixed upon that Krishna. So now Bhīṣmadeva is actually dying. He's lying on the bed of arrows and is thinking of Krishna's that forms, different forms. So now, can you tell the examples of different devotees who were about to die and then they remembered or Krishna came to see them? No?
Jatayu.
Prabhupada was not dying.
The heart attacks.
Yeah, heart attacks. Yes?
Somebody said
Jatayu. Jatayu from Ramayana.
Here only sound is. It's on. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Jatayu is the example. Yeah, Jatayu, when Jatayu was about to die, Lord Ram comes and does the final rites. Yeah, can you imagine? Lord himself is coming, even though Sita is being kidnapped by Ravana. He did not, what is this? He could not save the Sita also. What is the use of your life? I'll go. He didn't say that. He said, you endeavor to save Sita, that itself is a victory. And then Krishna, and he was keeping his life only till Lord Ram comes so that I can give him this message. So that service is very valuable. And then Lord Ram immediately did the final rites and everything. And that's how Jatayu's death also became so glorious. Yeah. So apparently it seems that he was failure, but actually it was victory that he pleased Lord Ram and he went back to God. Any other example?
Gajendra.
Yes.
Gajendra.
Yeah, Gajendra. Correct. Gajendra also, when he was about to die, then he calls out Krishna's name. Krishna, the Lord, in the form of Lord Vishnu, he immediately comes. And he was so eager to come that he was on the Garuda. And the Garuda became slowly, it was coming. It is said Krishna was, Lord was so eager that he jumped from Garuda and then went immediately there in the scene so that he can save Gajendra from that situation. Yeah. Any other example?
Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj. No, I am saying that when one was about to die, and then Krishna comes and gives darshan to him at the time of death.
Haridas Thakur, but he was not. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there only with him, but
Yeah.
he was there, right?
Haridas Thakur also example is there. When Haridas Thakur left this, no?
In the marketplace also, if you remember the.
Yeah, place, and when he left the world, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself comes and he takes his body and he takes him to the ocean in Jagannath Puri. That pastime happens. So that is how Lord is so merciful. Even so those who have very sincerely practiced Krishna consciousness throughout the life, Krishna will never forget them. Krishna will come at the time of death. If we are not able to remember, Krishna will come and show his darshan. So that is how Krishna is so merciful. And that's what happened to Bhīṣmadeva. Even though Bhishma, actually there was no need. Bhishma was on that side. Already he is fighting on the opposite army. He died. And anyway, through the glance, anyway, he has bestowed mercy on everyone. So there was no need of Krishna coming all the way again there and telling Yudhishthira to take instruction from Bhishmadeva. But why he did? Actually, it is said, I was hearing one lecture of Radhesham Prabhu, that Yudhishthira Maharaj was crying. Before the battle, who was crying? Arjuna. After the battle, Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yeah. Prabhuji said one fellow was crying before, one fellow was crying later, and Krishna had to pacify both of them. Yeah, so initially, of course, Krishna pacified Arjuna. At the end, Krishna was trying to pacify Yudhishthira, but Yudhishthira Maharaj was not ready to listen. Say, no, I have committed this offense, that offense, I have killed so many dead bodies are lying here, how I can do this? And so Radhesham Prabhu said that externally Krishna was trying to pacify, and internally as a Paramatma, Krishna was telling him not to get pacified by the words which are coming. So both ways Krishna is playing. Here he is telling that, oh, wonderful, actually nothing has done. He is trying to pacify with various philosophy. Everything happens by the passage of time and all like that. And internally he was telling that, no, this is not enough. You need something more, something more. And then Krishna says, okay, Yudhishthira, you are not pacified me. You go. Let us go to Bhīṣmadeva. And that's how the entire Pandavas, everyone, they go in front of Bhīṣmadeva. And Bhīṣmadeva was lying in the bed of arrows, still alive. And Krishna was knowing that he is still alive. And bed of arrows means it's not like one, two, so many, what we say, the arrows, he is piercing his body. So much pain is there. One may say, oh, such a pain, better I leave this body. So much pain is there. At least if I leave the body, I will be happy. But here, Bhīṣmadeva is not thinking about the pain that he is getting through those arrows. He is thinking that let me get once darshan of Lord Krishna. And once he comes and is offering prayers to the Lord, and is all the while in Kurukshetra battle, when he saw that scene, especially the scene where in the previous verse it comes to Trimuvana Kamalam Tamala Varanam Kavikara Gauravaram Varam Dadane Akula Kabakula Kritarthanartham. The last one is Astu Mena Vadyam. So that's how basically he is praying to that Lord Krishna, that Lord Krishna comes, and Lord Krishna initially says that I will not lift any weapon. And then Bhishma says, let me see how Krishna does not lift the weapon. Let me see. And then he attacks very powerfully attacks Arjuna with various arrows. And the main purpose was he wanted to show to the entire world that Krishna is not Krishna can break the promise for his devotees. Yeah. And Krishna also wanted, because he doesn't want to be called as a so-called moralist who stood with his vow. He wanted to show to the world that he is Bhaktavatsal. Yeah, he is a Bhaktavatsal, and he is happy to be known as Bhaktavatsal than to be so-called moralist who never breaks his vow. Yeah, so Krishna didn't want it to be like that. So Krishna, when Arjuna was in danger, Krishna immediately understood. He said, now the situation, I cannot just sit quietly here instructing something or like that. Now is the time I have to lift the weapon. Even though I have taken a vow, I have to lift a weapon. Now, what weapon to lift? So there was one broken chariot. It removed the wheel, took the wheel and ran towards Bhīṣmadeva. And Bhīṣmadeva is saying that particular form of the Lord coming with the wheel, and Bhīṣmadeva became very happy. He said, this is what, for this, to incite anger within Krishna and to get this kind of his face and his form, I actually did this, all things, shooting arrows and everything. So Krishna just wanted to, Bhīṣmadeva just wanted to see the beauty of Krishna. So there is a lot of description also comes, like Krishna's, the monsoon, his entire body is monsoon cloud, that color, and the dust of the entire Kurukshetra Bhumi, that dust was settled on all over his face because of fighting so much. The dust was all over his face, and in that he was looking even more beautiful. Krishna's very beautiful. and he also had arrows pierced in Krishna's body also. Of course, Krishna's body is transcendental, but in the Leela sake, we see that the Krishna's body was also pierced with various arrows, and the blood was coming, and that was also looking very attractive, like some designs we put no sometimes. Like in some of the temples, Black Krishna, they'll put a lot of designs in the eyes and on the hands and all. Huh? Mayapur they put, yeah. Mayapur, GV they put. Huh? Attapura temple also they keep. In Pandapur we went there. Very beautiful designs they make. On the feet also here. So those marks, what we say, blood marks, they were like designed in his body. So the entire thing was looking very beautiful. Pitambar Vastra flying in the sky when he was running, and the wheel on his hand. And also his why he the mood was to protect Arjuna. So that mood was also there. So Bhīṣmadeva was very happy to see this particular form, and he was smiling. Oh, wonderful! Such beautiful. Let me always fixed my entire mind, my meditation, everything on this particular form of the Lord, where he is breaking his own vow to protect his devotee Arjuna. So that's how he's glorifying in all these verses that particular form, that he's taking the chariot coming in front. So this is how we see that the devotee always want to see this beautiful form of the Lord, and this is especially in Vishnu and Krishna. There is a which rasa? Virya rasa. Yes, in the Virya rasa, in the fighting spirit, he want to see Krishna in that particular. Okay, you are playing flute, you are talking to devotee. That is all okay. But when you sometimes what we say, we want to see different forms of the Lord. When he has become angry, he looks even more beautiful. Yeah. So sometimes he is little mischievous. Sometimes he is humble. Sometimes he is proud. So different aspects, and different devotees really different forms of the Lord in different moods. So that is the beauty of, and Krishna also reciprocates according to their whatever the devotee wants. Krishna is ready to serve in that particular way. He says, okay, you want me to see in this way, I will come in this way. You want me this way, so that's how he just want to serve all the devotees in that. So that is how we see that Prabhupada gives the example of lover and beloved. Also, sometimes that particular anger will be incited, or sometimes there will be some what we say, there will be some marks on the body of the lover, and sometimes, and that is not taken as a what we say as a um, offense, or what we say as a injury or some kind of thing, but that is being loved because as a love that is included in that. So basically, to understand that how between Krishna and his devotees that love is there, even though they may be fighting in the rasa, he is shooting him, he is shooting, the blood is coming, but that is how the love is being more and more becoming strong. So that is here we can see in the life of Bhīṣmadeva. Bhīṣmadeva was such, and of course later Arjuna immediately, you have seen no that picture. Arjuna is holding the feet of Krishna. He says, "No, no, you can't do this. Don't do it. You can't lift a weapon. You should not." And then by that time, that particular day was ended. And then of course he didn't throw that chariot wheel to the Bhishma. He just returns. That particular fight was done for that day. The next day again they meet. But Bhishma's desire to see the Lord in this way was fulfilled. Yeah, so that is how the Lord is very merciful. Okay, read the purport, the first paragraph.
In the Bhagavad Gita 1.21 to 25, Arjuna ordered the infallible Lord Krishna to Sri Krishna to place his chariot between the phalanxes of the soldiers. He asked him to stay there until he had finished observing the enemies he had to face in the battle. When the Lord was so asked, he at once did so, just like an order carrier. And the Lord pointed out all the important men at the opposite side, saying, here is Bhishma, here is Drona, and so on. The Lord, being the supreme living being, is never the order supplier or order carrier of anyone, however, whoever he may be. But out of his causeless mercy and affection for his pure devotee, sometimes he carries out the order of his devotee like an awaiting servant. By executing the order, order of a devotee, the Lord becomes pleased as a father is pleased to carry out the order of his small child. This is possible only out of pure transcendental love between the Lord and his devotees, and Lord and Bhīṣmadeva was quite aware of this fact. He therefore addressed the Lord as the friend of Arjuna.
Yeah, so here we see that Arjuna is giving the order, Krishna is again the same thing. Arjuna is giving order and Krishna is following. Now Lord knows everything. He doesn't have to follow the order. He knows who is there, who is where. He is sitting as Paramatma in everyone's heart. So he doesn't have to know all these instructions. But still, Krishna is he is very pleased to become servant of his own devotees. Yeah. So when Arjuna ordered that, oh Krishna, please place the chariot between these two armies, and I will tell you where who is where, because Arjuna was in a higher position and Krishna was the chariot driver. So apparently Krishna cannot see who is where. So he says, okay, take here. I can see this. This is the situation like that. So Prabhupada is telling very nice point here. Lord being the supreme being is never the order supplier of carrier of anyone, whoever he may be. Whichever living entity or greatest of the devotee, actually Lord doesn't have to do anything. Order carrier or order supplier, why should he do that? But out of his causeless mercy and affection for his pure devotee, sometimes he carries out the order of the devotee like an awaiting servant. Like servant awaits, no? As soon as master does something, hey, just do it. You just give order and he is ready to do immediately. So like that, Krishna also takes that position. Krishna doesn't think that, oh, I am the master. How can you tell me this thing? He doesn't have that ego problem because he doesn't have ego only. Yeah. So he is the supreme personality of Godhead. He doesn't have ego. Only the people who are not supreme God, they have ego. That's why we are here. Yeah. But the supreme Lord, being the supreme being, he doesn't have any ego. And whoever he may be, Lord doesn't have to follow that. But then Lord does this for everyone. Yeah, everyone. It's not that okay for maybe for pure devotees he did it, Bhīṣmadeva, maybe Arjuna, maybe some other Sudama or someone. Maybe in my case he may not do it. Inside we may feel that particular doubt we may have. Okay, he is doing for maybe little. Sometimes we feel no that okay, this person is very partial to this devotee or that. Maybe he is doing for them. He may not do for me, or for ordinary person he may not do. But no, Krishna never says that. Krishna says, I am doing it for everyone. Any verse anyone remembers? Where he says that I carries the order. I carry your order personally, is this. Yes.
I'm equal to everyone. I'm neutral to everyone.
No, I'm asking the verse where Krishna says that I personally carry what they lack. In that way he says Yoga Kshemam. Yeah, Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejana Paryupasate. And then next. Nityobhiyuktanam Yogakshemam
Nityabhiktanam
Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyam Ananyaschintayanto Mam Yejana Paryupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyam. So one of the Brahmanas, you know the story? One Brahmana, when he read this particular verse from Bhagavad Gita, he said how Krishna will personally carry. Krishna is not, that's what Prabhupada is saying, no? Krishna is not an order carrier or order supplier for anyone. So this Brahmana also thought, how can Krishna personally carry? Maybe something is wrong in this Bhagavad Gita. So he cut that word, that particular line, that personally. He said, how can I personally was cut. He said he will supply through some representative or someone. Why Krishna has to come? He will never come. How can he come in ordinary person's life? Okay, Bhīṣmadeva, Arjuna, these are great souls. But who am I? Just one of the living entity in this material world situated. He may not come. Even we have that doubt actually. Otherwise, we will also be in the position of pure devotees. But we also sometimes get doubt. When we hear this kind of pastime, okay, so much for me, Krishna is not coming. So many difficulties I am suffering in this material world. I don't see Krishna anywhere. coming in my life or doing something. But if we have faith, then whatever Krishna is speaking, it's not just some kind of assurance given by some politicians nowadays. People give so many assurances, but nothing is fulfilled. But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is telling there, and especially for devotees, he will not do any kind of. So if he's telling personally carry means he carries. So this Brahmana cut that I personally carry. It was being cut 3 lines, and then what happened is when he goes out, then the Krishna Balram as a small child, covered boys, they come with a big. Actually, there was a lacking of vegetables and grocery in the Brahmana's home. He was very poor. So Krishna and Balram, they personally comes and actually carries them. They are carrying the grocery items, sabji and everything personally, and they are bringing in the home, and that's how they are giving to the wife. And the wife says, "Oh, thank you very much. How did you got it?" He said, "Your husband has told us, and he told you go it, very quickly. You go, and my wife has to cook." So wife said, "Okay, I will cook. You be here. I will cook prasadam, what is it? Bhoga, prepare, and will offer to Lord, and we will give you." And then this Krishna Balaram says, "No, no, we are very afraid of your husband. Little bit we were late, and he immediately he was beating us. You can see the marks, and he shows the marks 3 lines." And the wife became very wondering how my husband became so cruel. He's beating the small children. So then he said, "Look, let him come. I'll show him." And then by that time she cooks and feeds Krishna Balram, and then immediately they go. And then by that time the husband comes, and she starts chastising. And then by that time, entire conversation, the Brahman comes to know that Krishna Balram had come, and then he understood that because he had marked 3 lines on I personally carry, actually Krishna's on the back it was 3 lines were there. And then he felt he was actually crying, and he started appreciating the wife. You don't know what kind of fortune you have. You personally are feeding the Lord. You cooked and you personally feeding the Lord. So that is how the Lord is so merciful that he personally carries whatever we lack. Yeah. So only thing we should have faith and devotion on the Lord. If we don't have that, then we will not get that kind of reciprocation with the Lord. So read the next paragraph.
The Lord diminished the duration of the life of opposite party by his merciful glance. It is said that all the fighters who are assembled on the
Yeah, like I asked the question, diminishing the duration of life, and still it is said merciful glance. Prabhupada is answering it.
It is said that all the fighters who are assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra attain salvation by personally seeing the Lord at the time of their death. Therefore, he is diminishing the duration of the life of Arjuna. Does not mean that he was partial to the cause of the Arjuna. Actually, he was merciful to the opposite party because they would not have attained salvation by dying at the home in ordinary course of the life. There was a chance to see the Lord at the time of the death and thus attain salvation from material life. Therefore, the Lord is all good. Whatever he does is for everyone's good. Apparently, it was for the victory of Arjuna, his intimate friend, but actually it was for the good of Arjuna's enemy. Such are the transcendental activities of the Lord, and whoever understands this also gets the salvation after quitting this material body. The Lord does no wrong in any circumstance because he is absolute, all good at all times.
Yeah. So the Lord is all good. There are ABCD of Lord. There is another ABCD, not association wala. There is another A for all good, B for there is some beautiful or something. It comes C for his caring and loving nature. So like that ABCD E of Krishna also comes. Krishna A means all good. Krishna is all good, and whatever he does, that is also all good. He may slap you, that is also good. He may embrace you, that is also good. Yeah, so that's why the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see that Shikshashtrikam prayers that he writes at the end, what is the Ashlishva Padarata Pinashtamam Adarsha Nam Anmartam Karotuvam. Then
Yata
Yatha
Tatama.
Dadhatu lampato yat prananatastu sa eva naparaha. So he says that even if you kick me, still I will remain your servant. Not that you kick me, I will go away. Hey, what kind of master you are kicking me? I am going. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling to, in the form of Radha, in the mood of Radha, is telling to Krishna that even if you kick me, still I am not going to leave you. So you are my Lord unconditionally. I don't keep any condition that if you do this, then only you are my master. If you give some difficulty, then forget. I will forget you. You forget me. I don't know what will happen to the living entity. Yeah. So this is how the love means even the difficulties come. Krishna takes the devotee takes in a right mood. He doesn't take that, oh, why this difficulty has come, where is Krishna, whether Krishna really exists. This kind of question comes only in the neophyte stage. But as we grow in our life, in difficulties come, they understand this mercy of the Lord. Like when Prabhupada, everything was taken away, Prabhupada said this mercy of the Lord. Yeah, that one verse comes that Harati, some, yeah, Harat Chahams. Basically, he says that I will take away everything from the devotee whom I love the most. Yeah, my mercy will come in the way that I will take everything from him, so that he doesn't have anything except shelter of Krishna. Because Krishna is such a master, he doesn't want you to be attached to anything except him. So then, if you really want to advance, then Krishna will take away all your possessions, attachments, everything will be taken away, and then only Krishna remains with you. And then that is so. But of course, he will not do it with the ordinary person, so no need to fearful. In our case, he will not do. Only those who are in that particular level, Krishna will do with them. Others, Krishna will not interfere till the time we are surrendered. So Krishna reciprocates according to our desire. So I told also this. So Prabhupada also same thing happened. When these things were happening, Prabhupada's faith was not shaken. He understood there is some plan of the Lord behind this. Yeah, maybe Lord is having some other plan. I want to plan my pharmacist business, but Krishna has some other plan. And then he accepted Krishna's whatever plan was there. Finally, he took sannyas and went to US, made so many temples. That time Prabhupada understood what was Krishna's plan. Yeah, so we may have one plan, but Krishna may have bigger plan. Yeah. So today, our one devotee was telling. Today we had this Bhumi Pujan of Cyberabad temple. So Sri Ram Prabhu is one of the main who got this land, and he is doing. Actually, I got to know that he was supposed to take care of ISKCON Attapur temple, the Attapur temple which is there. Initially, he was the one who did Bhumi Pujan there also. He had done all these things, and then he was supposed to take care of the temple as in charge or something under Sitarampur. But then there were some difference, something happened, and then he was told that they will take care. He need not be in the part of the project. So then one devotee was telling that Krishna had a better plan for him. Now he got this Hyderabad, which is even a big opportunity for preaching and in terms of bigger land also than Attapurus. Yeah, so Lord may sometimes do something and then give something better. Only we have to find the hand of Lord in that every circumstances. Yeah, so that we have to see. So whatever difficulties come, we should not think why Krishna is giving difficulties. We should understand that maybe Lord is having something. Of course, sometimes it may happen because of our current karma. Suppose I don't study and I get bad marks, and I say maybe Krishna is having some other plan. So that is not correct. So we should not blame Krishna for our own mistakes. Yeah. When you do your 100% and then still the things doesn't happen, then you should understand it is Krishna's plan. Yeah. So of course in our life it may not happen to that level which happened in Srila Prabhupada and other people's life, but at least to some extent we will also get reciprocation. Like some devotee was supposed to go to some place for job, but suddenly the job something happened, he couldn't go. So Krishna has some plan because if he goes there, maybe he would not have been able to practice Krishna consciousness. Then he got some other place where he will get association of devotees. So that is the plan of the Lord. So that is how.
Sumit Prabhu is there. He previously got job in Kurla. Was having 90.
Yeah. Yeah, he got there, but somehow suddenly he got to know no job is not there. Again he applied, he came to Hyderabad. Raseshpur also. Was in his home is in Thane. So if he got job in Mumbai, he would be in home only. But he got job in Hyderabad so that he can stay in association of devotees. There he used to go to temple, visit and come. But here he got full-time opportunity to stay in temple. Yeah. Yeah, served Sukhdev Maharaj also. So this is how we see that. So small things we can understand. Of course, we should not take this beyond things. We should see whether I had done my endeavor, whether I sincerely did my service, and then we can understand the situation. So as we do our reading, hearing, we can actually see a hand of God in our life. It Lord may reciprocate in various ways, and over the years, devotee will understand that. People ask, new people ask, hey, you are practicing from so many years, you are chanting so many years. Did you see God? Did God came in front of you and told you something? Yeah, they ask like that. I say yes. Yeah, I am getting so many reciprocations. So you say, oh, did you see that? Oh, no, I don't have eyes. I'm not qualified that much that I can see the beautiful form of the Lord like Dhruva or something. But at least I know Krishna is there and I'm getting reciprocation from him. And I'm not yet that much purified. I need to do more work upon myself to actually reach God. And who am I to see God? I'm not even qualified. Maybe you are qualified, you do. But I'm not qualified. But Krishna is very merciful. Even though I'm not able to see him directly with my this material eyes, but Krishna is coming in the form of the deities, in the form of in the form which I can see. Krishna is coming in that form so that I can get his darshan. So, and some people ask the idol also, yeah, he's there in the temple, he's there in the altar, Radha Madan. So, so people say, no, that spiritual form you should see the different. Unnecessary, they have people want magics happening in spiritual life. Then they say we will believe in Krishna, otherwise we don't. Yeah, so this is not you can't keep condition. This is like keeping conditions to God. But unconditional means you don't keep any conditions, and that's how you love Krishna. So that is how Bhīṣmadeva unconditional love towards the Lord. Okay, one more verse we'll take and then Vyavahita Putana sorry. Vyavahita Pritana Mukham Niriksha
Pitan
Vadam Vimukhasya Dosha Buddhya Vidyaya
Yes.
Sharanarati Paramatasya Mestu.
Charanarati Paramastasya Meastu.
Yes, any online devotees translation?
When Arjun was seemingly polluted by ignorance, upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendental knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction.
Yeah, he's Bhishma is telling different parts. Now, which is this?
Bhagavad Gita.
Is Bhagavad Gita before or after the battle? No, before the battle. Yeah, it is said that when Arjuna gave him order that take the army in front. So this is chapter 1, first chapter. It comes. Take the army in between the Kauravas and Pandavas. You take me. And he takes there, and then after seeing Drona and Bhishma, he see here is Drona, here is Bhishma, and then he only gets bewildered. He thinks, hey, Drona is my guru, and Bhishma is my grandfather. How can I kill them? And then he starts crying, giving reasons. I'll not fight. Yeah. So when Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance, he got polluted by ignorance. Upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, Lord eradicated his ignorance by giving the transcendental knowledge of Gita. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. So this is one thing we can see. Bhīṣmadeva, even in such painful situation, is remembering different aspects of Krishna's pastimes in that same battlefield. Sometimes Krishna is instructing Arjuna. Krishna is running towards him with a chariot wheel. Krishna is doing different activities and he is remembering and he's becoming so happy. And he says that I want to meditate on that form. Yeah, sometimes we get some injury, something. Our entire attention goes to that. And we say, oh, when this injury will come, maybe after that I'll become more Krishna conscious. Yeah, this injury goes, some other injury will come. Different injuries will keep coming. But how many days will keep postponing Krishna? Yeah. So generally, people, when as soon as they get up, what is the first thing that they give priority to? Yeah,
Tea.
yeah.
Tea.
No, tea, before tea also phone comes, because
Right.
making tea will take time also. Yeah, nobody will give the tea so easily. In the advertisement, also they say, okay, yes, just got a man, he got the tea. In the real life, nobody gives tea immediately. At least 2 hours, he'll not get anything. So we see that, but phone is immediately one gets up and uses his phone. Okay, what messages? What immediately gets into that. So phone consciousness is more than Krishna consciousness. Yeah, but here Bhishma, instead of looking at phone or I don't know any other distractions or even bodily pain or maybe lying of the different people here there. Okay, who is died, who is saved? Let me see the newspaper. What happened? How many soldiers died? Who all are remaining? He's not into that. He's completely focused on Krishna's form. So that is how a devotee also, as soon as we get up, we should not see our mobile. Okay, what all things have come. So most of the people, for them that is the first thing they will get into. For the main thing, best is just our data we can put off when we sleep. Then morning, you even if it is in flight mode or something, only the alarm will ring. You don't know whose messages have come. You take bath and all. It's not that so important. Some GBC or somebody is calling that I have to see my phone who has called and all. Sometimes mind tricks a lot, yeah, in that way. Of course, if service is there, one can do it. But as soon as we get up, first thing we should not see the mobile and all. First thing we should remember the Lord. Oh, I have to get up now 4:30. So we actually first offer obeisances. Even in the bed only we offer obeisances to the Lord. Oh Lord, please thank you for waking me up. And as a Paramatma, Lord is inspiring us to wake up also. Yeah, so for thank you for waking me up. Till now I was in ignorance. That's what Brahma prays also. When Brahma gets up in the morning, everything is annihilated. Because as soon as he sleeps, destruction happens. So when he gets up, nothing is there. Then again he has to do creation. So then he prays to the Lord. As soon as he gets up, he prays to the Lord. So that's what we also have to do. Because as soon as we sleep, we get into ignorance, and then whole night has gone. So morning we should tell Lord, oh, because of this ignorance, my consciousness has gone down. So please enlighten me again. Let me again come to the real Krishna consciousness, and again this day again I can pass in full memory in Krishna consciousness. So let me do that. So that is how devotee first we offer the obeisances. Actually, while sleeping also we offer obeisances to the Lord. Oh Lord, I am going in ignorance. Please protect me. And then we wake up again. You offer obeisances. Then you fold the bedding and keep it. I have seen many devotees doing this. As soon as they get up, first they will offer obeisances, and then they start their other things. Or you can nowadays even Radhesham Guru's lecture has started 4 o'clock. So immediately you can put the lecture, you can hear the lecture song while doing your taking bath and all. Or we can play some other lectures, or some devotees put some shloka something, so that the we may not be able to sometimes we are not able to remember ourselves. Then we can make a system where we can remember by putting some lecture, by putting some shloka recitation, or by putting some kirtan. Yeah, japa talks. Only japa talks requires little more attention. Or kirtan we can play, but or some devotees just recite shlokas themselves only, like the Ananyas Chintanam that we recited. You just meditate on it. You just recite that shloka. It becomes easy. Okay, purport.
The kings and the commanders were to stand in the front of the fighting soldiers. That was the system of actual fighting. The kings and commanders were not so-called presidents or ministers of defense as they are today. They cannot stay home while the poor soldiers or mercenaries were fighting face to face. This may be regulation of the modern democracy, but when actual monarchy was prevailing, the monarchs were not cowards elected without consideration of royal qualification. As it was evident from the battlefield of Kurukshetra, all the executive heads of both parties like Drona, Bhishma, Arjuna and Duryodhana were not sleeping. All of them were actual participants in the fighting, which was selected to be executed at the place away from the civil residential quarters. This means that the innocent citizens were immune from all effects of fighting between rival royal parties. The citizens had no business in seeing what's going to happen during such fighting. They were to pay one-fourth of their income to the ruler, whether he be Arjuna or Duryodhana. All the commanders of the parties on the battlefield of Kurukshetra were standing face to face, and Arjuna saw them with great compassion and lamented that he was to kill his kinsmen on the battlefield for the sake of the empire. He was not at all afraid of the giant military phalanx represented by Duryodhana, but because he was a merciful devotee of the Lord, renunciation of worldly things was natural for him. Thus he decided not to fight for worldly possessions, but in this way, due to poor fund of knowledge, and therefore uh, it is said here that his intelligence became polluted. His intelligence could not be polluted at any time because he was a devotee and constant companion of the Lord, as it is clear in the fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna's intelligence became apparently polluted because otherwise there would have not been a chance to deliver the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita for the good of all polluted conditioned souls engaged in the material bondage by their misconceptions concerning their relationship with the false material body. The Bhagavad Gita was delivered to the conditioned souls of the world to deliver them from the wrong conception of identifying the body with the soul and to re-establish the soul's eternal relation with the Supreme Lord. Atma Vidya, or transcendental knowledge of himself, was primarily spoken by the Lord for the benefit of all concerned in the paths of the universe.
Yeah. So here Prabhupada is telling that in ordinary, here the kings and commanders, they were in front. Yeah. So nowadays we see leadership, they'll put the innocent public in front and they'll be sleeping. So Prabhupada said that Drona, Bhīṣma, they were not sleeping. They were all in the front. And so they are fighting from the, what we say, in the front, they are leading by example, it is said, no? So that is the perfect leader. So Kshatriyas especially, they are very good in this kind of thing. They are not covered that, okay, the innocent poor public, you go and you fight, and if required, I will come. So they are not, nowadays it is very much prominent. But those days it was not like that. So Prabhupada is telling that they were in the front and they are ready to fight. Arjuna also came in the front. All his army is behind. Yeah, so that is how the real Kshatriya works. And even in our spiritual life, the leader means he should lead from the front. Leader will not just instruct the people, okay, all of you now do the cleaning service. He also will go and take some jadu and he also start cleaning. Even this is shown by his own example by the Lord himself. Which pastime?
Gundicha Marjan.
Gundicha Marjanam. Yeah. So Lord did not just instruct the followers, okay, all of you, now Jagannath is going to come. So you do this, you do this, you do this, I will go and sleep. So Lord did not say that. Lord says, okay,
Even
you.
King Pratap Rudra.
Yeah, King Pratap Rudra also. He was roaming the street. So Lord himself started cleaning and he took the major part of that cleaning. And it is said that Lord collected the maximum dust over all the other devotees. Everybody was collecting some dust, Lord collected the maximum. So in the leader does in the front and he will show the big result also. Yeah, so that is how the leader leads. So in our life also anything, even as a devotee, we may get some particular department. Sometimes we get some preaching department, or we are in charge of daily service department. Daily service, it's very easy. Okay, you allot to him. Okay, no service for me. I can, because you have to just allot and done. No, but he should be sincere enough to even allot the same service for himself also. Like once I observed that one devotee was supposed to allot services, and I see he's nicely allotting every day. I saw his name is not there. Then I told him, "Hey, your name is not, your name is missing here." Yeah. So then he say, yeah, yes, Prabhuji. I thought if some people are not available, I'll exchange them. I said, no, your name should be visible. Even though you may do it, but it should be visible. Then only other devotees they will follow you. Otherwise, if they see that you are only not doing, then they will also give excuses. They will also not do. So leader means he will, by his own example, he will create the systems or services he can allot. Preaching also, you may tell everyone to preach, and you may not have any preaching engagements. So then that is or similar. Especially this may things may happen when we want to allot some services, or we instruct someone to do that. Suppose you are telling someone to chant attentively, and you are nicely sleeping in chanting. Yeah, so that is not proper. So lead by our own example. So we should be in the front, and you see this very much prominent in Radhesham. He will tell something like Harinam is there. He say everybody has to go for Harinam. And he is the one who is always there. Sometimes somebody will miss, some different things will come, something has come, some service. Radhesham Prabhu is very. That day, even Sunday, there was one program. He went from this, what we say, which gate this is? The bakery side gate, and then he went to the north gate and came back like this. And he spoke also about holy name and like that. So if Prabhuji is very this fixed, if you tell something, then I should also follow. Some leaders, what they do, they don't tell also, because they know if I tell I have to follow, then better I don't tell only. Yeah. So that is also another extreme or another excuse. We should not do that. We should make or book distribution also. One may give a big class, so you have to do book distribution here. But if you yourself is not doing, people will not do follow also. So what you give class 1 hour or 2 hours, that will not be useful. Because they'll say, okay, you are telling so much, let me see whether how much you are doing. If you are doing, I will come with you. If you are not doing, then how can I join? So some people may not tell only, okay, you sleep, I will sleep. So that is not the thing. Yeah. So this is how we end our discourse. End this particular verse here. So maybe next verse, 2 verses we discussed today, 35 and 36. So just to summarize, first verse was telling about he's meditating on different forms, same form of the Lord, but in different situations. First situation was will, order carrier. No, will was the previous session. Yeah. Today's first situation was no? Order carrier. He tells, okay, take the chariot in front of in between the army, and that was the first. And then Prabhupada elaborate about how Krishna is not an order carrier, but still as a servant, he is pleased to do that. Second is merciful glance. He reduced the duration of the lifespan of the people. So his mercy. So in that way, his mercy is there. By reducing the life also, he is merciful. And the second verse was telling about no. That I added point. Yeah, Lord Arjuna was polluted, his intelligence was polluted, and the Lord gives him the transcendental knowledge. So I want to meditate on that form of the Lord. Bhīṣmadeva says. And in the purport, Prabhupada says that kings and commanders, they should be in the front. And at the end, Prabhupada is saying that in that I brought out this leadership point. Actually, we want to take leadership sessions also regularly. How to deal with different situations, devotees. I'm going to go through Radhesham Prabhu's email lectures. Email is efficient management uh, in I think leadership. Efficient management email. Efficient management and something is there. Leadership. Ideal or efficient management and ideal leadership, something like that. Email course. He has very nice lectures. I want to go through that in our morning sessions. Maybe I will take more topics on those things, because in general we also have to deal with many such situations and all. So it's very important, these things. And then at the end, Prabhupada is telling about Bhagavad Gita, how it is meant to deliver all the conditioned soul. Arjuna was just a medium. Krishna wanted to give Gita through Arjuna to the entire world. Yes, Abhinav Prabhu, you have something to say?
Yes, I have something to share actually with your permission. Like you mentioned I think in the first one, which we were saying that every Lord reciprocates with devotees who want to see them in a particular form. So there was an experience I had, which I would love to share to inspire all others also, because it was something which personally happened with me. So it was one of the days when my grandmother was asking me that you have been to Vrindavan, uh, then have you visited the Baki Bihari temple? I said I haven't visited that temple. And somehow it was there in my mind that usually, because I have seen that people from ISKCON, usually we don't visit the Baki Bihari temple. And that same afternoon happened to be that my mother also asked that, I want to go to Baki Bihari, she said. I said, oh, okay. So it was all about Baki Bihari that day, which was, coming up as a topic. And in the evening, I had gone to some devotee's house, and while coming down, I thought there is a temple nearby, so I'd just go there and, offer obeisances and start. So once I went there, to my surprise, as soon as when I was going to the devotee's house, I saw that kirtan was going on down. So I was also thinking, oh, some kirtan is going on. And in the evening, when I went to that temple, as soon as I entered, there were like 12 to 15 sannyasis from Gaudiya Mutt were giving the kirtan there in our Bhagavatam class. I offered obeisances, and to my surprise, there was a deity of Bake Bihari there, which was traveling from Vrindavan. So there are some Katha speakers of Vrindavan, those who carry deity of Bake Bihari to different places for satsang. So I happened to see the deity of Bake Bihari there. So it was like in the morning and in the afternoon, it was a contemplation that we'll be able, when if I will be able to ever see Bake Bihari. And that very evening, the Lord was present in the form of Baki Bihari in that temple, that too coming directly from Vrindavan. So it was a very nice experience and a reciprocation which I personally felt I received. So thought of sharing it. Thank
Yeah,
you.
very nice. Yeah, so such times Lord may reciprocate in this way. Yeah. So of course we visit Bakibera temple. It's not that we don't visit, but the Goswami temples we visit more because they are personally installed by the Goswamis.
Correct,
Baki
yeah.
only, so it's not that we don't visit. We go even Bakibera temple. They have a notion that if basically every few seconds they will close the curtains. This because if any in the audience, if somebody has too much devotion, they have fear that Lord will run away with that devotee.
Yeah.
So they'll open the altar and within few seconds immediately close it. And then they tell people you go now. Again they'll open, again they'll close. They keep doing that almost whole day.
Now they have started switching on and switching off lights also so that you cannot stare to the darshan in Lord's eyes for a longer time.
Yeah, so they do that. So that is their way of doing, and that we respect their sentiments. And we should see Krishna is there everywhere. So Krishna is there as Bakabari standing there in front. So it may not be in our main parikrama, like 7 Goswami temples that we visit, but if we happen to go there, we should take darshan, we should offer obeisances, and whichever deity of Krishna you offer obeisances, you treat the deity like that. Lord will reciprocate accordingly, the way it has reciprocated with you. That is always good. So Lord will always reciprocate, whichever form is, whichever deity is, whichever. If we have the devotion, Lord will reciprocate accordingly. Okay. Anyone has any other reflections to share? Any miracles happened, or any at least some reciprocation, something? Pranit Pru's life, huh? What happened? Huh? Yeah.
He was worried that the manager won't give his permission.
Oh.
Immediately Krishna changed manager.
Oh. Oh. So here Pranit Prabhu was fearful that his manager will not give holidays. Manager was very cruel, but somehow just before, but still he applied for the leaves and he registered for yatra, but he was not sure whether he will get a leave or not. Suddenly, two weeks before yatra, his manager was changed, and he got the leaves. Yeah. Maybe intense desire to visit Vrindavan. So that, yeah, hear from the pure devotees. That is. Anybody else online?
I have
Someone?
one more. I have many like this, but I will share one more. Sorry. It is a very nice experience. So I had come across that song, Odia song, maybe across on YouTube. There was some darshan of Lord Jagannath. Ahe Nida Saida, that Odia song is there. So I had seen a small clip, I think a 1 minute clip of Lord Jagannath swinging to that song, Ahe Nida Saida. So I was just thinking that, when will I get like this darshan of Lord Jagannath? I believe the very next day I was told to go to Mira Road to some NGO for some activity. So I just looked up. I know that there is a temple in Mira Road. So I just looked, and I had never been before. So I just looked up that how close is that temple from, the place where I am going. And it happened to be just 5 or 10 minutes away from the place I was visiting. So as soon as I entered the temple, there, of course, the darshan was closed. Vaikaliki Aarti was about to begin. And when the darshan opened, it was Lord Jagannath. So then I got Jagannath Ji's darshan. But this continues that when I was coming out of the temple, so the temple area is made in such a way that the sweet shop comes later when you are exiting towards the exit. So I saw khaja there, and I know Lord Jagannath loved khaja. So although I was done with the darshan, I still thought that I'll just, I asked if this can be offered. They said yes, this can be offered. So I took some khajas, like a box of khajas, and I went to again to the altar to Pujari ji, and I asked if Prabhuji you can offer this. So he said. So he offered, he gave it back to me. But I had told the Lord that, Lord, I will not eat it. You take it. But the Pujari was saying, no, 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 no. Already the bhoga is offered now. So you take this, you distribute it to devotees. So I started giving out in the temple. And the last piece was remaining. That also I gave away. I thought that I had promised that I won't eat it. So I didn't eat it. But the very next day, or maybe a day later, during morning time when I was crossing the road, one car was honking at me. And I turned to look. It was a devotee actually, who stays in my society, and he called me up to his car door and gave me a box. That box was from Jagannath Puri and it had khaja in it directly. So I didn't eat khaja at the temple, but Lord sent khaja from Jagannath Puri, which I got in that cane box, which is the traditional cane box. So I was very happy that time that Lord sent I didn't have that time, so he sent me khaja separately, and a full box full of khaja. So yeah.
Very nice. Wonderful. Haribol. Yeah. So we should always, so when we are sincere, we pray to the Lord something, then only such reciprocation also we see. So we should always pray to the Lord whenever we go in front, and surely such kind of nice reciprocations will get to.
Prabhuji, I have also want to share food.
Oh,
It's
yes,
okay.
yes, yes. Those who
Prabhuji,
want
it
to
was
proceed also, in case
yes,
officially we have ended. If
yes,
devotees,
sir. It was regarding the mango festival when it happened in the temple. So
yes.
actually on that day, my mother has asked me like when I was going to temple, like, no, please bring mangoes. I think they'll keep many mangoes for the lordships the temple, so don't forget to bring. But
Hmm.
in the meantime, what happened on that day, I was doing the book distribution, and I forgot myself, uh, like to bring the mangoes for mother. So what happened? I was there near the where the devotees distribute, down below the Goshala, where the space before the devotees used to distribute. But suddenly, what happened? The altar was everything was closed, and I got very late before taking the before for taking of the mangoes. And I came, without empty handed to the same place. And I saw that later. One of the devotee, I just only met him once. I didn't see him many times through. Like at that time, he himself brought two bags of mangoes and gave me. But I thought like, why are you giving the mangoes, miss? So you're doing the book distribution, so thought that you might not get the mangoes. So I brought it for you. Was that I was very happy. Like I didn't ask the Lord, but Lord, He knows that like what the desire was internally, and I got very happy on the day, Prabhuji.
Jai Haribol.
Same to me also, bro. I was also thinking that I was having desire to give like mangoes for mango festival. That day only evening I went to take darshan. The next day, the Amarnath bro came and gave two mangoes like that only.
Oh, wonderful.
And Ravana bro starts to tell everything.
Jai, wonderful. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.